Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as The Beast, and I thought I'd do a collection update, slightly different because the albums here are the ones that I've been playing constantly for the last fortnight, 3 weeks or so, rather than dipping in and out and not really getting to learn an album, which I'm guilty of doing. I thought I'd spend a little bit more time with each one and share my thoughts with you. Now, the first one was only officially released on Friday the 25th, I think it was, but I did manage to listen to it quite a few times digitally because I was just that looking forward to hearing it. So, starting off, we have Malediction, and their latest release after a 30-year hiatus called The Soil Throne. Malediction are from my neck of the woods. Well, they were originally. They started in a town called Middlesbrough. Really bang average football team play there, by the way. And they're just legends of the scene. Now, for a comeback EP after a 30-year hiatus, this is 6 tracks of absolute pure magnificence. It's old school death metal done in an old school fashion, but done fantastically well. There's no bad words to say about it. If it could be classed as a full album, then it would have easily made it into my album of the year list. It's still going to end up as a release of the year in some type of list, but everything about this is just, from the artwork to the music, it's just brilliant all the way through it. They've managed to capture the old sort of 90s death metal vibe, but without it sounding over polished or overproduced or anything like that. Now, I went for the can't get out the bloody sleeve, such a professional, for the rather spiffing colour variant, which is quite it does match with the artwork, so it's not it's sky blue pink or anything daft like that, but yeah, fantastic record. If you haven't heard it, you are definitely missing out. It's a brilliant return to form for these gentlemen. Now, being collector scum like I am, I went for the full see what you can get type thing. So we have the signed poster, and of course we have the cassette and CD versions. The CD's still in its wrap. Now, the album and the CD were released on Cosmic Key Creations, and the cassette is on Macho Records. So you've got no excuse not to go and find it, because it's worth finding. It's incredible. Next up is an EP that came out this year. It's this band's first release, and I believe I saw it on Simon Explosive Action's channel. The band are called the Lunar Chamber, and the EP is called Shambolic Vibrations. I believe that's how it's pronounced. This is progressive death metal released on 20 Buck Spin. The band are from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is, how many songs is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks of just it's almost transcendental, whereas you start listening to it and it kicks in at first and you think, yo, this has got some, and then it whisks you away somewhere else, and it's like I read something saying it's like a journey into enlightenment through metal. Well, there are parts on this album that completely just blow you away, and you think, oh no, this is deep and nasty and horrible, and then there'll be a time change, or there'll be some type of a rhythm shift, and I mean, there's some of the guitar parts, and hopefully this won't put people off, wouldn't be out of place on like one of Steve Vai's like space, when he's doing his space soloing and stuff like that. It's absolutely incredible musicianship. The production is superb. I believe this is one of those weird strange colours as well. So yeah, that's, I mean, again, it does match, but it's not pretty. Well, it is, but it's not. But yeah, if you haven't heard this, don't go into it thinking, oh, it's going to be an easy listen and it's one and yeah, great stuff. It does take some time to appreciate. And again, I must have spanned this, I picked it up when I was in Manchester a few weeks ago, and I've probably spanned this 10 times, 12 times, something like that, and it is an incredible piece of music all the way through it. It's a 10 out of 10 release. There are certain spoken parts that are interjected with almost choral parts and some guttural, seriously heavy guttural vocals. There's almost like a black metal feel to it at times. It's just one of those albums you think, oh sorry, not an album, an EP, and you just think, wow, how very, very strange. Now, I've told a couple of my friends about it, and they've both been like, whoa, I'm not sure about that one, Sean. Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes music is supposed to make you think, and yeah, this one certainly does that. It's worth listening to, definitely. Now, next up is, when I was lucky enough to receive a VCLT from our good friend Metal Marty Mark, he included this album, and the band, I'd never heard of them before, obviously, but out of the ones that he sent me, this is one that I've spent the most time with. Like I say, I was trying to give them all a bit more love than I would normally by buying so much, and then, oh, I need to listen to that, I need to listen to that. When you end up not really listening to it, you put it on and say, yeah, right, next. Nah. So this is the album Latum Alterum that came out in 2019, and the band are called the Sabbathian. Now, they are from, it's a collaboration between somebody in USA and a lady from Norway. It's doom metal, but it's almost got like a folk influence to it at times, like traditional Norwegian folk songs. If you think of the album that Mika released a couple of years ago that was all folk songs, it's similar to that in style and vocalization, but it's not, it's not pure. It has got a doom element to it. It's on Svart Records. I think this one is just Black Wax. Yeah, Black Wax for the purists. The lady that sings is called Annette Guldbrandsen, and her voice has enough to it that it sort of carries you through some of the, it's not, for a doom metal album, it's not full of heavy pounding riffs or crushing riffs or anything like that, but it's just, there's something about it that's quite, it sort of grips your sensibilities and says, yeah, I think you might enjoy this. So I say, I mean, I would think it's easy to find out. I haven't actually looked with it being a gift from Marty, but I really, really enjoy it. I mean, the artwork, the cover's superb as well. So yeah, the Sabbathian, it's worth a listen. I think you'll enjoy it if you're in the mood for a palate cleanser. If you've been listening to murder, death, kill stuff all day, give this a spin, and it'll set your ears up nice for the next set of murder, death, kill stuff. Now then, talking of murder, death, kill stuff, this is an absolute banger of an album. This is from a band in Manchester that has two bang average football teams, to be honest. This is the latest release from Fetal Juice. I'll try and get without blurring. It's on, where are we on? It's on Go House Productions. Came out this year. and this is no nonsense, no messing about. Smash your head in with a sledgehammer, come back with a wheelie bin, pick you up, take you home and smash you to water again. It is absolutely savage. Right the way from the start, all the way through it, it just absolutely crushes. If you haven't heard this yet, and you like metal that puts hairs on your ears, you will absolutely love this. I mean, look at the artwork. I shouldn't have put it back in the case because it's going to glare. But the artwork and the logo perfectly describe what this album contains. It is absolutely fantastic. And considering I've only had it a short time, I could easily see this making, I was going to say a top 10, but the amount of times I keep saying they're going to end up in my album the earliest, I might have to have a top 100 or something like that. Because this is absolutely, it's just brutal, but in a really, really good way. Now then, slightly different for me, next one, is, that's the cover. Now, it doesn't really give a lot away. The band are called Azagrom, and the album is called Veil of Death Ruptured, another 2023 release. This is black metal from the Netherlands, and it's on Edged Circle Productions. Now, normally it's hard to get out. Oh well, not so bad. So, you get the patch, because obviously, being a collector scum, you like to get all the intrinsic little boxes and stuff with the one of those sad weirdo things that collect hype stickers and stick them in so you don't lose it. This is an all-girl black metal band. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel, they're not trying to reinvent the genre, but what they do very, very well. Now, I've read quite a lot of negative comments online about them from the purists and elitists, but I don't consider myself educated enough to be a purist or elitist, and to be honest, I couldn't give a toss. If I listen to an album and I enjoy it, that's all that matters for me. And if I think other people will enjoy it, then I'm more than happy to stick it on my socials or to stick it on a YouTube video. I say it's nothing, you know, the art, it's not groundbreaking. The artwork's quite fantastic. It's not groundbreaking, it's nothing new, you know, you've probably heard a lot of it before, or similar things to it before, but there's just something about this band. I got the previous album, the name I can't remember what it's called, and I can't see it from here, but yeah, it's a really, really good release. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but if you're into black metal, then I think it's definitely worth giving them a try. Now, the next band is a band that, again, I've shown one of their releases on a previous video. Sorry for the noise, one of stupid plastic cases. Liam, the Death to a Metalhead, put me onto. I've been after this EP for a long time, and Liam managed to. I can't even remember what website I bought it from now, but it's Funeral Fucks, Lecherous Liturgies. That came out in 2017. It's a 3-track EP. Well, this version is. I think it might have been released as a 7-inch, just a 2-track thing initially. But now the lyrics are there, and I was listening to it earlier today with a torch and a magnifying glass, and I still couldn't read what the hell it said. So, you know, you'd probably been better off doing it in Braille. I'd have had more chance of understanding it. So, but yeah, again, it's they make you know their feelings for organised religion very, very quickly, and they don't pull any punches in what they're saying in regards to not being fans of organised religion and the things that go on and the things that are hidden. But yeah, it's a pretty good precursor to Carnal Confessions. I mean, you don't need to understand what they're going to be singing about if you can read some of the song titles. But yeah, like I said, they're a band that, for me, out the albums, the releases that I've heard, can do no wrong. So, in the background, we have been listening to, that's just finished, Flatulent Sermon. Now there's a name for a band. And this is their 2020 demo. Where was it recorded? No, it doesn't say on there, unfortunately. But this is death metal for death metal's sake. But it's really good. Oh, it's on Brutal Cave Productions. I do apologise. It's really, really good. In that, you know what you're going to get. Look, I mean, look at the album cover. The name Flatulent Sermon. You know they aren't going to be singing about rainbows and unicorns, are they? So, nah, that's horrendous glare. Well, there's the chaps themselves. So, yeah, check it out. It's fun. Well, as always, a massive thank you to everybody that takes time to watch these videos and leave comments. I've had a bit of a spurt in subscribers lately, which is always nice. Still can't believe people watch this idiot rambling on. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and leave a comment if you know of any of the records or anything you think I should check out that's similar to these. And as always, take care of one another, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers!